Have you ever wondered why some people seem completely untouchable by life's hardships? Why they wake up every morning full of energy, hope, and confidence, while others feel drained, overwhelmed, or stuck? The answer isn't luck, money, or even intelligence. It's something far more powerful. A mindset so strong, so unbreakable, that nothing in the world can shake it. Imagine a man who loses his job. His savings are gone, and the future seems uncertain. Most people would panic, feel defeated, or give up entirely. But some, like the countless individuals studied by Napoleon Hill, see the same situation as a challenge to overcome, a lesson to learn, and an opportunity to grow. They don't just survive, they thrive. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Every failure could have destroyed him, but he refused to let negativity take root. Or consider a young entrepreneur facing rejection after rejection, yet each no only pushes them closer to a breakthrough. These aren't coincidences. This is the power of an unshakable mind, and Napoleon Hill spent decades uncovering the formula behind it. This formula isn't about blind optimism or pretending problems don't exist. It's about developing a mental armor that turns fear into courage, doubt into clarity, and obstacles into stepping stones. By understanding and applying Hill's principles, you can train your mind to remain steady, focused, and positive, no matter what life throws your way. Today, we're going to dive deep into this secret formula, revealing how you can cultivate unshakable positivity and an unbreakable mindset. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand it, you'll know how to start applying it to your life immediately, transforming challenges into opportunities and doubts into unstoppable confidence. Part 1. The Power of a Definite Purpose. The foundation of Napoleon Hill's formula for an unshakable mindset is what he calls a definite purpose, a clear, specific goal that gives your life direction and meaning. Without it, your mind drifts, doubts grow, and negativity takes over. But with it, your thoughts, energy, and actions align like a laser, driving you toward success no matter the obstacle. Hill discovered that nearly every highly successful person he studied shared this one trait, a burning desire for something definite. It could be wealth, a skill, a business, or even a personal transformation. But it was always specific, measurable, and meaningful. This wasn't wishful thinking. It was a focused obsession with achieving a clearly defined goal. Think about a ship without a destination. Even if it has a powerful engine, it will drift endlessly at the mercy of currents and storms. Now imagine a ship with a precise destination. Every action, every adjustment, every effort is purposeful. That is exactly how a mind with a definite purpose operates. It knows where it's going, and nothing can easily throw it off course. Let's take a real-life example. Thomas Edison's purpose was to create a practical electric light. He failed thousands of times. Most people would have quit, overwhelmed by repeated failure. But Edison's mind was anchored to a definite purpose. Failure didn't break him. It simply redirected him toward the solution. Each mistake was a lesson, a step closer to his goal. Because his purpose was clear, his mindset remained unshakable. This principle applies to everyday life as well. Imagine a student whose purpose is to become a top medical professional. Each late night studying, each challenge, each moment of doubt is filtered through that purpose. It gives resilience and clarity. Obstacles don't overwhelm. They become part of the journey, part of the training required to achieve the goal. Hill emphasizes that a definite purpose is not static. It evolves, grows, and adapts, but it must always exist. Without it, a mind is like a balloon in the wind, floating aimlessly, vulnerable to every external force. With it, the mind is like a magnet, pulling opportunities, insights, and solutions toward itself. So, the first step toward unshakable positivity is simple, yet profound. Define your purpose with absolute clarity. Know exactly what you want, why you want it, and commit to it fully. Once your purpose is set, your mind begins to reorganize itself, naturally discarding doubts and negative thoughts, focusing only on possibilities, solutions, and progress. Because an unbreakable mindset doesn't start with circumstances, luck, or external validation, it starts with one thing: a clear, burning purpose that becomes the anchor for every thought and action in your life. Part 2: Mastery of Self, the key to inner strength. Once you have a definite purpose, the next step in Napoleon Hill's formula is mastery of self. This is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, even in the face of challenges, fear, or uncertainty. Without self mastery, a definite purpose alone can't protect you from doubt or negativity. Hill observed that every successful person he studied had one thing in common: they didn't allow external events to control their inner state. They understood that circumstances might be unpredictable, but their response could always be managed. This is the essence of mastery of self, choosing your reaction instead of being ruled by emotion. Consider a simple example. A business owner receives harsh criticism from a client. Most people might react with anger, frustration, or discouragement. But someone who has mastered themselves pauses, evaluates the situation, and asks, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve?" Instead of wasting energy on negative emotions, they redirect it toward constructive action. Mastery of self is not about suppressing emotions, it's about channeling them effectively. Fear becomes caution, frustration becomes determination, and doubt becomes curiosity. Hill emphasizes that thoughts are the seeds of action. If you allow negative or destructive thoughts to dominate your mind, your actions will inevitably follow. But if you consciously cultivate positive, solution focused thoughts, your actions align with growth and success. Real life examples abound. Consider athletes like Michael Jordan, who faced repeated failures early in his career but never let them define him. Each setback was met with discipline, self reflection, and renewed effort. His success wasn't purely talent, it was the relentless control of his mind, the refusal to let frustration or self doubt dictate his actions. Another everyday example. Imagine a student who fails an important exam. Without mastery of self, they might spiral into self criticism and defeat. But with self mastery, they take responsibility, analyze their mistakes, create a study plan, and attack the next challenge with renewed focus. The outcome is transformed, not by luck, but by disciplined mental control. Hill also stresses the importance of habitual thought control. The mind is like a garden. If you allow weeds, negative thoughts, fears, regrets to grow unchecked, they will overtake everything. But if you cultivate positive thoughts consistently, they become automatic, forming a mental landscape that supports your purpose and fuels your unshakable positivity. Ultimately, mastery of self is what allows a person to remain calm under pressure, see opportunity in adversity, and act decisively when others hesitate. It is the inner discipline that turns challenges into stepping stones, setbacks into lessons, and dreams into reality. In essence, Hill's second pillar reminds us strength doesn't come from the world outside. It comes from the mind within. Control your mind, control your reactions, and you create the mental armor necessary for an unbreakable mindset. Part 3: Positive Mental Attitude, Transforming Challenges into Opportunity. The final pillar of Napoleon Hill's secret formula is positive mental attitude, often called PMA. This is the mindset that allows you to approach every situation with optimism, resilience, and clarity, even when life seems unfair or overwhelming. Unlike blind optimism, PMA is rooted in purpose, self mastery, and practical action. It's a conscious choice to focus on solutions rather than problems, opportunities rather than obstacles. Hill discovered that those with a positive mental attitude attract success almost naturally. Their energy, confidence, and clarity draw opportunities toward them, while negativity repels progress. But PMA is not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about training your mind to respond constructively to adversity and to persist relentlessly toward your goals. Consider an entrepreneur whose startup fails. A person without PMA may see only loss, regret, and defeat. Someone with PMA, however, analyzes what went wrong, learns from the experience, and applies that knowledge to the next venture. Failure becomes feedback, not finality. This mindset is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Hill often emphasized that our minds are naturally prone to negative bias. Evolutionarily, we are wired to notice danger, risk, and threats more than possibilities. PMA is the deliberate practice of overriding that natural tendency, retraining the mind to see opportunity in challenges, to remain calm in crises, and to focus on solutions rather than obstacles. Let's take a historical example. Abraham Lincoln faced countless failures, lost elections, business ventures that collapsed, personal tragedies. But his positive mental attitude allowed him to persist. Rather than succumbing to despair, he maintained hope, clarity of purpose, and faith in his ability to act effectively. The result? He became one of history's most influential leaders. Even in everyday life, PMA makes a profound difference. Imagine you're stuck in traffic on the way to an important meeting. A negative mindset might spiral into stress, frustration, and distraction, affecting your performance. A positive mental attitude, however, allows you to use that time productively, planning, reflecting, or simply maintaining calm, so that when you arrive, you are focused and ready. Napoleon Hill also taught that PMA is contagious. People with unshakable positivity influence everyone around them. Their optimism inspires teams, attracts collaborators, and opens doors that negativity would close. This is why PMA is not just about personal success. It transforms relationships, environments, and opportunities. Finally, PMA works best when combined with the other two pillars. Definite purpose gives your attitude direction, and self-mastery ensures your mind remains disciplined. Together, they create a mental framework so strong that setbacks, criticism, or fear cannot derail you. You become like a lighthouse in a storm, steady, resilient, and unwavering. In essence, a positive mental attitude is the final spark that ignites unshakable positivity. It turns thoughts into actions, actions into results, and results into a life of resilience, growth, and extraordinary achievement. Part 4. Practical Steps and Real-Life Applications, Building an Unshakable Mindset. Now that we understand Napoleon Hill's three pillars, definite purpose, mastery of self, and positive mental attitude, PMA, it's time to focus on the practical side. Knowing the principles is not enough. The real transformation happens when these ideas are applied deliberately, consistently, and strategically in daily life. The human mind is like clay. It molds itself according to what we feed it, what we focus on, and how we train it. 1. Define your definite purpose, the anchor of your mind. Your definite purpose is the compass that guides every action. Without it, life becomes a series of reactions, drifting aimlessly from one challenge to another. Napoleon Hill discovered that all successful people had a burning desire for a clear goal, a goal so strong it consumed their focus and energy. To apply this, write down exactly what you want in detail. Avoid vague desires. Specify why you want it. Emotional connection to your goal fuels persistence when obstacles appear. Set a time frame. Goals without deadlines remain dreams. Break your purpose into smaller milestones. This makes your path visible and manageable. Example: a writer's purpose might be, I will complete a 60,000 word novel in 12 months and have it published to reach at least 1,000 readers. Every day, the writer dedicates time to writing, editing, and researching. Each small accomplishment reinforces progress. Even if faced with rejection from publishers, the writer's definite purpose keeps them focused on long-term success rather than temporary setbacks. The key insight here is this: a clear purpose automatically filters your thoughts and actions. Your brain starts seeking opportunities, solutions, and resources aligned with your goal. Your mind becomes like a magnet, pulling success toward you. 2. Practice mastery of self, the inner discipline that shields you. Mastery of self is the mental discipline to control thoughts, emotions, and reactions instead of being controlled by them. Napoleon Hill observed that failures, stress, and fear often destroy people not because of circumstances, but because they react emotionally rather than strategically. To practice self-mastery, observe your thoughts. Notice when negativity, fear, or doubt arises. Write them down if needed. Awareness is the first step toward control. Reframe challenges. Ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I use this situation to grow? Delay impulsive reactions. When confronted with anger, criticism, or a stressful event, pause, breathe, and respond with logic instead of emotion. Journaling and reflection. End your day by reviewing how you handled challenges. Celebrate moments of control and identify areas for improvement. Example: a professional receives harsh feedback from a manager. Without self-mastery, they react defensively, feel discouraged, or argue. With self-mastery, they pause, listen, evaluate, and implement improvements. Feedback becomes a tool for growth, not a source of frustration. Mastery of self also protects your energy. Life constantly throws distractions, criticism, and setbacks at us. People who have learned to control their inner world remain calm and focused, while others waste energy reacting negatively. Over time, self-mastery builds resilience, the mental equivalent of armor. 3. Cultivate a positive mental attitude. Transform your inner world. Positive mental attitude is the habit of seeing opportunities in every challenge and solutions in every problem. Hill stressed that PMA is not about pretending life is perfect. It's about deliberately training your mind to focus on growth, action, and possibility. How to cultivate PMA. Reframe every obstacle. Turn problems into lessons. Instead of thinking, I failed, ask, what can I learn and how can I improve? Practice daily gratitude. Write down 3 things you are grateful for every morning. Gratitude rewires the brain to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Consume positive influences. The media, people, and environments you engage with shape your mindset. Surround yourself with those who encourage, inspire, and elevate you. Visualization and affirmations. Visualize achieving your goals in detail. Speak affirmations that align with your desired mindset. I am resilient. I am capable. I see opportunity where others see obstacles. Example: a young entrepreneur loses a major client. With a negative mindset, they might spiral into self-doubt and fear. With PMA, they see it as a chance to diversify, improve their offerings, and attract even bigger clients. Their focus remains on growth and possibility, not loss. 4. Turn setbacks into feedback. Napoleon Hill's powerful insight. Failure is not defeat, it's feedback. Every setback, mistake, or rejection carries lessons. People with unshakable positivity analyze, adapt, and improve instead of giving in to fear or regret. Practical approach. Ask, what happened? What can I learn? How can I improve? Focus on action, not regret. Treat challenges as temporary tests, not permanent obstacles. Example. The student fails an exam. Without positivity, they may feel defeated. With it, they analyze mistakes, adjust their strategy, and prepare more effectively, turning failure into a stepping stone. 5. Consistency and persistence. Success grows through repeated, disciplined action, not one-time effort. Small daily habits, reflecting on purpose, journaling thoughts, practicing gratitude, and reviewing lessons compound over time. Example. A professional building a side business wakes early, plans daily, visualizes goals, and reframes obstacles. Months of consistent effort transform their business. Not luck, but an unshakable mindset in action. 6. The ripple effects. An unshakable mindset doesn't just change you, it influences everyone around you. Positivity and resilience inspire others, attract opportunities, and amplify success beyond yourself. Napoleon Hill's formula shows us that an unbreakable mind is built on purpose, self-mastery, and a positive mental attitude. Life will always throw challenges and setbacks, but the way you respond determines your trajectory. By defining your purpose, controlling your thoughts and emotions, and cultivating consistent positivity, you create a mental foundation that cannot be shaken. Every obstacle becomes a lesson, every failure a stepping stone, and every day an opportunity for growth. Your mindset is your superpower. Train it, protect it, and use it to turn challenges into triumphs. Start today and watch how unshakable positivity transforms not just your life, but the world around you.